of Massachusetts Amherst. This is the Culture Compute Podcast, Learning in the Digital Age. I am Sai Gatupali, a learning sciences researcher and cultural methodologist here at the College of Education at UMass Amherst. As a PhD candidate in the Department of Math, Science, and Learning Technologies, I am on a mission to bridge the gap between culture, technology, and education. My work focuses on developing innovative education technology tools that are not just technologically advanced, but culturally responsive. I believe that in our increasingly digital world, we need to create learning experiences that resonate with diverse cultural backgrounds and learning styles. Each week on the Culture Compute podcast, we will dive into cutting edge research, exploring how technology is reshaping education across different cultural contexts. We will examine the challenges and opportunities that arise when traditional learning meets the digital age and how we can harness these changes to create more inclusive, effective, and engaging educational experiences. So, whether you are an educator, a technologist, a policymaker, or simply someone fascinated by the intersection of culture and digital learning, this podcast will offer you fresh insights and thought provoking discussions. Together, we will explore how we can build a future of education that is not only technologically advanced, but also culturally rich and accessible to all. So, join me on this journey as we compute the cultural dimensions of learning in our digital age. So, before we dive into today's topic, let me share a brief story that captures the power of culture. In a remote village in Kenya, a young girl named Akili had never seen a computer. When a traveling education program brought her tablets, digital tablets such as iPads, to her school, she was initially hesitant. But within weeks, Akili was not only mastering basic coding, she was also teaching her grandmother how to use apps to track crop prices and weather patterns. This cultural exchange across generations, which is enabled by technology, has transformed their entire community and the community's relationship with the digital world. Today, we will be examining how experiences such as Achilles are reshaping education globally. We will be reviewing several open access articles and we will synthesize key findings on the intersection of culture, technology, and learning. In our digital age, the landscape of learning is constantly evolving. Let's embark on a journey through recent research to understand how technology is reshaping education and cultural experiences for learners around the world. Our first stop takes us to the field of self regulated learning in the digital sphere. According to a groundbreaking study by Ng and colleagues, which was published in the British Journal of Educational Technology (BJIT) in April 2024, artificial intelligence is revolutionizing how students manage their own learning. Imagine a virtual tutor. which is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that not only answers questions but helps students set goals, manage their time, and reflect on their progress. In their work, Eng and colleagues use an AI assistant dubbed the SRL bot, proved more effective than traditional chatbots in enhancing students' science knowledge and motivation. It is as if each student now has a personal mentor guiding them through the complexities of self regulated learning in an increasingly digital educational landscape. But as we embrace these new technologies, we must also consider their impact on young minds, right? That's a good topic to discuss in the future episodes. The next piece of research that I read recently is from Caballero Julia and colleagues, which is published in April 2024 in the Computers and Education journal. And they paint a vivid picture of children's relationship with screens. In their systematic review, they reveal a shifting focus over time from initial concerns about addiction and health to exploring educational applications and family roles, and finally to examining the effects. In their systematic review, they reveal a shifting focus over time from initial concerns about addiction and health to exploring educational applications and family roles, and finally to examining the effects on identity formation and behavior. It is a reminder that as we integrate technology into education, we are not just changing how children learn, but potentially what they become. The digital revolution is not just changing individual learning experiences, I think it is transforming entire communities. Our next study is a fascinating one authored by Backhaus et al., and it is published in Continuum, which is the Journal of Media and Cultural Studies, again from April 2024, which explores how community radio builds network and careers. Picture a local radio station not just as a source of news, but as a hub for skill development, community connection, and professional growth. This research highlights how seemingly old school technology, which is the radio towers, can bridge divides and create opportunities in our digital world. Interesting read. But what about the cutting edge technology of AI in education? And for that, our final paper by Bowie and Barrett, published in the Education and Information Technologies from April 2024, dives into the world of ChatGPT and automated essay scoring. Imagine a future where AI can provide instant, detailed feedback on student writing. While the study found that ChatGPT's scoring did not always align with human raters, it opens up exciting possibilities for how AI might support both teachers and learners in the writing process. As we reflect on these four studies, I see a common thread emerging, which is the interplay between technology, culture, and learning. It's a complex and ever changing phenomena. From AI tutors to community radio, from screen time concerns to automated essay scoring, we are witnessing a transformation in how knowledge is created, shared, and evaluated. To conclude this episode of the Cultural Compute podcast, these research papers collectively teach us two crucial lessons. First, while AI and digital technologies offer immense potential to personalize and enhance learning, their implications require careful consideration of ethical, cultural contexts, and potential long term impacts. Second, as we race towards a high tech educational future, we must not forget the power of community based, low tech solutions that can foster connection and opportunity. And so, as we navigate this digital learning landscape, it is clear that the most effective approaches will be those that are thoughtfully blending technological innovation with cultural sensitivity and community engagement. The Culture Compute podcast, Learning in the Digital Age, is produced from my home in Amherst, Massachusetts, in the United States. I am Sai Garupali, your host and producer of this podcast. The theme music for this podcast was composed by Liborio Conti. As for the digital production, I draw upon my extensive experience from education technology and digital media skills I've honed through rigorous coursework and practice. This project is a personal endeavor, managed and produced entirely by myself, ensuring a professional and informed delivery in every episode. You can find this and future episodes by subscribing to the Culture Compute podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Again, if you have any question, if you would like to suggest a topic, or if you just want to reach out, you can email me at sgadupali@umass.edu, which is also in the show notes. You can also email me your voice memo of you asking your question. You might get your voice heard on air. This podcast reviews only open access articles in an attempt to promote open science. Thanks for joining me, and I'll be back next week exploring more intersections of culture, technology, and learning in our digital age.